Welcome to RadioTennis.com, the podcast. In this episode, Ken talks with Jacob Bullard after Jacob just finished winning his prelim draw at the ATP event, the Southern California ATP Challenger. Ken gains insight into Jacob's past junior and college career and discusses starting off on the pro circuit. Please give Ken and Jacob a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Look for more podcasts coming every week. Now here's Ken Thomas.
All right. Hey, this is Jacob Bullard, right?
Yep.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, too.
Wow. So where are you from?
I'm from Calabasas, California.
Yeah. And what do you? I saw you went to Texas, right?
I went to Texas for 2 years, and then this is my third year at Arizona State, actually.
Oh, so, you're still going?
Yeah, so it's my fifth year because when COVID happened, we got an extra year of eligibility. So after my second year at Texas, I transferred to ASU, and then I actually had 3 years there. So it's been great. So.
What were you doing in the juniors? Because to end up at Texas is quite an accomplishment. So what were you doing in the juniors?
Yeah, I was about number two in my recruiting class. And then I was about like 70 in the world, ITF juniors. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't play too much internationally till the end. And that was just because I was kind of committed to school. And I was like, well, I want to play more tennis and travel more, maybe see a couple places.
Yeah.
But honestly played the majority of my tennis probably till I was about 15, 16, even in terms of traveling, just around Southern California. So,
really?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because we had a bunch of good guys my age, and
yeah.
The tournaments were super strong. So, I mean, this is probably the strongest section in junior tennis, I would say, here in, like, Florida. So.
No doubt, man. So how about the zoo? Did you play the zoo when you were a kid?
Yeah, I did. My best result was I got to the quarters of 18s. And I lost to Jensen Brooksby. So,
gotcha,
yeah,
man.
Pretty good player, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Who was working with your game in Calabasas when you were growing up?
I had two coaches. I started with Josh Wiseman, and he was kind of in the west side area, kind of over in closer to UCLA.
Okay.
And then Gerald's actually been out of Calabasas for a long time. So
it's a beautiful game, man.
Thank you. Yeah.
Beautiful game.
Thanks.
So, how's your 1 year at Arizona State? Did you say you've been?
No, this is my fifth semester. So I just finished my fifth semester. So I'm going to my last spring. So this is my third year there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How's it been? How's it been going?
Really
to Arizona
good.
State?
I mean, I love my coaches. I think it was a really it was refreshing just for a change because also the coach at Arizona State recruited me to come there when they were rebuilding the program, and I always had a good relationship with him, and then my private coach at home actually had a good relationship with him. So I think they stayed connected. And then when it was time to transfer, he was actually the first person I called. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
As you go into your college year again, what are your goals, man? What are you thinking for college?
I mean, we have a really strong team this year. So I mean, I think the goal is to win the Pac-12 championship for sure. And we have a lot of experience. We have a ton of upperclassmen and stuff. So just the guys with a bunch of matches under their belt, and they kind of been around the block a little bit. So hopefully, I mean, yeah, we could do something pretty special this year. I'm hoping, and I know the team has high goals. So obviously, I want to get the most out of myself. But if I'm able to do that, then good things happen for the team as well. So
you having a good time there?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a good experience.
What are you taking at Arizona?
I'm like communications right now.
Gotcha.
So
because I always see that Cronkite building.
Yeah.
I always see that on TV.
Yeah.
That's more of a broadcast journalism thing, though, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's great, man.
Yeah.
And so you played college, and then I saw that when you dabbled in the pros, it was that SoCal Pro Series, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I played actually a decent amount of like pro tournaments in California before college. They had a bunch kind of similar ones, not the exact same, but so I actually started playing kind of mixing in futures at the end of juniors.
Yeah.
And then last summer I actually got a couple wild cards in and ended up picking up a point and some in doubles too. So
I was looking at the results, man.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to bring up a bad thing here, but you played. Who's the guy that's doing pretty good? You played him in the first round early.
Last summer probably.
Yeah.
I think I probably played Zach Svida.
Yeah. What was that like, man? What was that like? Do you remember anything?
Yeah. I mean, Zach's obviously a really good player. We grew. I mean, I remember he was always a little younger than me. Even growing up, he was very, very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was a good glimpse in. I mean, to be honest, like it wasn't probably, I probably wasn't where, I am now.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's good to see him doing so well. It's good to see a lot of these guys from Southern California doing so well on the Challenger Tour and then also in Grand Slams and stuff. So, it's super cool because a ton of my peers have really broke through. So that's awesome. And kudos to them. And I mean, it's good to still be out here.
Man.
Yeah, no,
I know.
It is tough out here. It's good to be out here and competing still. So I enjoy it and still playing a pretty good level. So I'm keep doing it as long as I can.
You know what? Kudos for you to play this.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been easy just with Christmas coming, just to do whatever you want to do. So kudos to you for busting it out here this week. It started Saturday?
Friday.
Yeah. Way to pay the price, man.
Thanks.
Let's talk about your game because it's nasty. I love your game, man.
Oh, thanks.
It's so good to see someone that's serving volleys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, tell me a little about that. How did that become in your DNA? How did that all happen?
Well, to be honest, my first coach, who I've, been reconnecting with quite a bit lately, Josh Wiseman, I mean, he had me at 8, 9, 10, just come to the net, and I was getting, you're young, I was getting lobbed, I was upset, I wasn't winning when I was super young, but he's like, oh, don't worry, when you're 16, 17, 18, this will start to pay off. And I don't know, I think that skill and that kind of creativity always stayed with me. But I think honestly and then kind of when I had my most success through the juniors, I wasn't coming forward as much as I am now.
Gotcha.
And that's because I felt like I was, for whatever reason, I was, constructing points really well from the back and kind of relied on just my movement and playing super structured from the back. And then kind of when I got to college, I felt like things, sped up a little bit. And I also didn't have the serve in the juniors that I have now to kind of follow it in. And I don't know, I think I've just been watching, and I feel like I rely a lot on my athleticism as well. So I think coming forward and kind of getting out of tough spots and using my feel that's something that's definitely a strength of mine. So I figured, why not, let's play to that and let's get as good at it as I can. And at the same time, not overuse it, because I think in this match here, he really started to get a read on it at some points. And sometimes, I came up with the goods, but sometimes, he read the serve and came up with a really good return to make me hit a tough first volley. But then also in the tiebreak, I didn't want to overuse that, and then I started working hard from the back, kind of like what I was doing at the beginning of the match to sort of get my feet wet. Yeah. And then from there, I think, so I was glad I didn't overuse it because once you overuse it, I'm not John Isner, I'm not going to be hitting a ton of aces. So, the guy's going to get a couple good hits on a return, so I'm glad that, I was able to, use it at the right time.
Yeah, you
at
did,
big moments.
You kept things fresh out there. You really did. You threw a lot of junk at him too, man. A lot of stuff. The first volley and the low half volley is really gorgeous, man. I just was flipping out over it. Some of those low half volleys are just, you get down there, man. You get down there and carve it out. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, it's wicked.
I appreciate that.
It's wicked. And then you do some wild stuff too, man. You'll take a second serve, slice forehand, and come in behind it. Yeah. Or you'll charge in from the middle of the baseline and come. You don't do it all the time. Yeah. But you just kind of.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, a lot of that's just to. He's obviously a player that likes rhythm. Yeah. A lot of people like rhythm, and they kind of like the same ball over and over. So I try to kind of just mix it up, and I feel like I do have a lot of my skill set that I'm able to, kind of mix it up where I do have a lot of options. Yeah. The tricky part is when I feel like I have so many options, it's kind of making sure that I know what I want to do for the point, and not kind of in the middle of the point decide, okay, I'm going to do this, because then it can get a little bit sloppy. But I think I think today I did a really good job of kind of knowing what I wanted to do beforehand and kind of have that skill ready and kind of try and execute it. So.
Nice match, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Nice match.
Appreciate it.
Jacob Bullard, everybody. Nice meeting you, man.
Appreciate
I really enjoyed the conversation,
thanks,
too.
Me
It was
too.
nice to hear you about your game.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that.
All right, buddy. Let me have
All right,
these.
here you go.
All right. Keep it going.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, man. Keep it going. Thanks, guys. Thanks, man. So thanks to all the regulars out there on livetennischat.com, Greg, Hornfrog, all the regulars out there. Really do appreciate it. All right, thanks, everybody. We're getting out of here.
Thank you for listening to Radio Tennis, the podcast. Please thumbs up and subscribe. Also, check out the streaming broadcast site at RadioTennis.com for great live tennis presented by Ken. All the streaming broadcasts are free, no sign-up required. New sessions are being added all the time, and there is a full archive for listening to great tennis events from the past on demand. Radio Tennis is the best free streaming service for tennis, hands down. From everyone at Radio Tennis, have a great day, and we will see you at our next podcast or live stream.